His father worked in the fields, and his mother baked bread for the villagers. Tom, however, always dreamed of stepping into a world that no one else could see. One afternoon, while exploring the nearby woods, Tom stumbled upon a small, strange-looking stone. It was round, smooth, and glowing faintly in the sunlight. It was unlike anything he had ever seen before. Curious, he picked it up and held it close. As soon as he did, something extraordinary happened. The world around him began to shimmer. Colors he had never seen before filled the sky, and the trees seemed to whisper secrets to him. Suddenly, a soft voice spoke, "Hello, Tom." Startled, Tom looked around but saw no one. "Who's there?" he asked nervously. "I'm here, beside you," the voice said again, but when Tom turned, he still saw nothing. "You can't see me, but I'm your friend," the voice explained. Tom's heart raced, but he wasn't scared. Instead, he was excited. An invisible friend. This was the adventure he had been waiting for. "What's your name?" Tom asked, his voice full of wonder. "I am called Zil, and I've been waiting for someone like you for a long time," the invisible friend replied. Tom smiled. He always knew there was something magical waiting for him, and now it was here. "What do we do now?" he asked eagerly. Zil chuckled softly. "We go on an adventure, of course. But remember, this journey will be unlike any you've ever had. Only you can see the way forward, and only you can make the choices that guide us." Tom felt a thrill of excitement. He clutched the glowing stone in his hand, and with Zil by his side, they set off into the woods. The path they took was strange and unfamiliar. Trees seemed to shift and move, and flowers bloomed in colors Tom couldn't name. It was as if the world itself was alive, guiding them forward. As they walked deeper into the forest, Zil explained more about the world they were entering. "This is the realm of the unseen. It's a place between worlds, hidden from the eyes of ordinary people. Only those who believe in magic and adventure can find it." Tom listened carefully. He had always believed in magic, even when others said it wasn't real. Now, he was walking in a land where anything seemed possible. The first challenge of their adventure came when they reached a large river. The water was crystal clear, but there was no bridge or boat to cross it. "How do we get across?" Tom asked, scratching his head. Zil's voice was calm. "The answer lies within you, Tom. The river can only be crossed if you trust in your own ability. Close your eyes, believe, and take a step." Tom hesitated. Could he really do this? But he had already come so far. He closed his eyes, held the stone tightly, and took a step forward. To his amazement, instead of sinking into the water, his foot landed on something solid. When he opened his eyes, a glowing path had appeared beneath his feet, leading him safely across the river. He laughed with joy as he crossed, feeling more confident than ever. Zil spoke softly, "See, you have more strength and courage than you know." As they continued their journey, they encountered many more challenges. At one point, they reached a dense forest where the trees grew so close together that there seemed to be no way through. But with Zil's guidance, Tom learned to find hidden doors in the trees, doors that led them into new parts of the forest where sunlight broke through the leaves and the air smelled of flowers. At another moment, they came across a deep cave. Inside, they could hear strange noises echoing. Zil explained, "This cave holds the voices of your doubts and fears. If we're to pass through, you must silence them with belief." Tom took a deep breath and entered the cave. As they walked, the voices grew louder, whispering things like, "You're not brave enough," and "You'll never finish this journey." But Tom focused on the glowing stone in his hand, remembering everything he had already overcome. With each step, the voices faded, until there were nothing but a distant memory. After what felt like hours, they emerged from the cave into a bright, open meadow. At the center of the meadow stood a tall, shining tree. Its branches sparkled with light, and at its base was a small, silver chest. Zil spoke in a voice filled with wonder. This is the heart of the unseen realm. Inside that chest is the treasure you've been seeking. Tom's heart pounded as he approached the chest. His whole life, he had dreamed of finding hidden treasures, but now that he was so close, he realized something important. The real treasure wasn't gold or jewels. The real treasure was the adventure he had just been on, the challenges he had overcome, and the strength he had discovered within himself. He opened the chest, and inside was a simple mirror. Tom looked into it and saw his own reflection, but something was different. He looked older, wiser, and stronger. Zil's voice spoke softly. The treasure is you, Tom. You've grown into the person you were always meant to be. Tom smiled. He understood now. The unseen adventure wasn't about finding riches or fame. It was about believing in yourself, trusting your own abilities, and discovering the magic that lives inside everyone. With Zil by his side, Tom made his way back to the village. The world seemed brighter now, and even though no one else could see Zil, Tom knew he would never be alone again. He had his invisible friend, and he had his own strength to guide him through whatever challenges life might bring. And so, Tom's adventure came to an end, but it was only the beginning of a new chapter in his life. He continued to explore the world around him, always seeking new adventures, new challenges, and new opportunities to grow. The village never knew of the magical journey Tom had been on, but they noticed the change in him. He was more confident, more courageous, and always willing to lend a hand when others needed help. He had become a true adventurer, not just in the unseen realms, but in the everyday world as well. Years passed, and Tom grew older, but he never forgot the lessons he had learned on his unseen adventure. And every time he felt doubt or fear creeping into his heart, he would reach for the smooth, glowing stone that still sat on his bedside table, a reminder of the magic that had always been within him. And so, the story of Tom and his invisible friend Zil became a legend, passed down through the village from one generation to the next. Children would gather around the fire to hear the tale of the boy who went on an unseen adventure and found the greatest treasure of all, himself.